Think about what it takes to prepare for India's public service and medical exams. Years of studying day and night, thousands of hours reviewing notes, sacrificing sleep and social lives for a single shot at a better future. To protect the integrity of these high-stakes tests, authorities have built what looks like an impenetrable system. Papers are printed in secure presses, packed into sealed, tamper-evident envelopes, transported under heavy police escort, with students facing strict biometric checks at the door. All of this heavy security exists for one reason. The payoff is massive. These exams are the absolute gatekeepers to highly coveted medical seats and secure government jobs. The entire testing apparatus operates less like a school and more like a heavily guarded national vault, designed to protect the core principle of merit-based selection. But imagine the crushing realization when a student walks into that testing center, only to discover the questions they spent years memorizing were already sold to the highest bidder the night before. This graphic breaks down the historical scale of these breaches. Over the past 10 years alone, we can track 152 distinct paper leaks. Expanding that blast radius to account for canceled tests impacts a staggering 7.5 crore students and their families. Take the recent 2026 NEET UG medical exam. Over 22 lakh candidates had their test abruptly canceled and rescheduled after a major leak surfaced. How does a system guarded by police escorts and sealed packets repeatedly fail? How do exam papers end up circulating on encrypted chat apps hours before the doors even open? This persistent pattern of failure shatters public trust, signaling that hard work alone may no longer be enough to secure a future. To understand the exploit, look at this network map tracing the flow of exam papers. The National Testing Agency acts as the secure central hub, but millions of tests have to physically travel outward to thousands of decentralized state boards and local centers. The central vault might be locked tight, but this sprawling physical transit network relies on thousands of local administrators, drivers, and storage clerks. Middlemen and highly organized coaching networks know exactly where these human links are weakest. They hunt for local logistical gaps and exploit them, buying off insiders long before the paper reaches the student's desk. The financial math makes this inevitable. The lifetime value of a medical degree or a secure government salary means desperate buyers are willing to pay massive sums, making the black market incredibly lucrative and heavily funded. The locks at the top of the chain don't matter when the system absolutely depends on an easily compromised physical human supply chain at the bottom. If the mechanical flaw is this obvious, why hasn't it been permanently closed? The answer lies in how people react after a leak goes public. Administrators at prestigious institutions are caught in a behavioral trap. They face intense pressure to protect the organization's reputation, which creates a massive incentive to downplay systemic failures rather than admitting the whole architecture is broken. At the same time, desperate students and families can't afford to wait for long-term reform. They demand immediate, short-term fixes, like scheduling a re-exam, so they can salvage their immediate futures. This leads to massive delays and skyrocketing costs for the candidates. And while police make initial arrests, the broader investigations over the decades show shockingly low and sometimes zero conviction rates. This clash of incentives, administrators saving face, and students needing immediate results, guarantees a cycle of superficial patches. The core structural exploit is left wide open, just waiting for the next exam cycle. Zooming out, these local supply chain breaches reveal a massive hole in governance. There is a severe lack of federal coordination when it comes to securing exams across different state lines. Authorities are essentially trying to fight a highly funded digital age black market using a security mindset built for the paper era. By refusing to adopt modern tracking and digital distribution, the state leaves blind spots in the supply chain that these middlemen navigate with ease. The national architecture itself has failed, yet the state response remains limited to local policing. If administrators want to actually fix this crisis, the priority is clear: completely abandon the physical paper trail. This conceptual diagram shows what a shift to heavily encrypted, digitally delivered testing environments looks like. Transmitting test data directly to individual endpoints removes the localized human links that middlemen currently exploit, cutting off their primary access to the questions. Rebuilding public trust requires rebuilding the very foundations of the testing architecture. A young applicant's future should be determined strictly by their merit, their preparation, and their drive, not by their access to a broken logistical chain.